Martial art include all the combative arts like karate or karate, judo, Chinese kung fu or Chinese boxing, whatever you call it.
It has been exactly 52 years since the legendary martial artist and actor Bruce Lee died, but his name still echoes across time, and it's no surprise why that is. For a man who was able to perfect his art through discipline, hard work, and pain, the lifestyle that Bruce lived goes way beyond logical reasoning. What's even crazy is that science simply can't explain key moments of his life. If you are in doubt, then you need to see these 20 Bruce Lee moments that even science can't explain. 2-finger push-ups. While several workout enthusiasts might still be struggling to do the planche push-ups, the legend Bruce Lee has taken push-ups to a new height by performing what is known as a 2-finger push-up. Yes, you heard that right. We are talking about a push-up done on just 2 fingers supporting the entire body. Apparently, as a means to exhibit the superhuman strength that he had built in the course of his years, Bruce Lee did about 100 reps of this particular push-up on live TV as onlookers simply stood stunned in amazement. From his stance, it was clear that Bruce didn't just have total control of his body, he had attained a certain level of balance that very few could attain. There's more to his story, and you'll be amazed when you find out. Rooftop fights in Seattle. To many, it's no news that Bruce Lee was a TV star. But did you know that he was a legend in the streets of Seattle before he attained fame? It turns out that Bruce had honed his skills in a far less glamorous setting, the rooftops of Seattle. This was far back as the 1960s. During that time, the man was working as a dishwasher, but he also rendered lessons in martial arts. Those aside, the most interesting part of his life at the time was the fights on the rooftops, where he got to clash and exchange blows with other street fighters from various martial arts backgrounds on bare knuckles. Yes, they weren't really one of his shining moments, but you can say this encounter shaped him to become who he later was. Bruce's fight with Yoichi Nakachi. Still at Seattle, precisely at the YMCA, Bruce Lee had a chance to go head-on against Yoichi Nakachi, a Japanese black belt in karate and judo around the same period. For some reason, Yoichi had been calling out Bruce for a fight, looking to cement his title as the best martial artist in Seattle. But boy, oh boy, he was bound for a surprise. One might have thought that the black belt would be an advantage against Bruce's raw strength, however. That wasn't the case. Instead, in an attempt to claim total victory, Bruce reportedly fractured the skull of the man. From there, the rest was history. The duel with Wong Jackman. Then again, Yoichi wasn't the only one on the receiving end of Bruce's fists. A couple of years later, the Chinese martial artist Wong Jackman also went against Bruce Lee. Now you should know that unlike the fight between Yoichi that came with a barrage of insults, this particular fight was one of the most respectable fights between masters of the art. Some even believe that it was Bruce Lee's toughest fight. Regardless of who Bruce faced, it didn't stop him from coming out on the triumphant end. Bruce's extraordinary exercise routine. If we are to talk about where Bruce's extraordinary form and power comes from, we'd be looking at the man's exercise routine. Unlike several other martial arts masters, Bruce Lee trains and conditions his body in such a way that completely defies the limits of the human body. According to trusted sources, he trains with over 5,000 punches and 2,000 kicks in a day. This he combines with twists and frog kicks, 200 reps each. Furthermore, he doesn't fail to end with 100 sit-ups and leg raises. Talk about a beast in human skin that's Bruce Lee for you. The dragon flag exercise. Aside from the many intense and demanding exercises the man undertakes, the dragon flag stands out as the most grueling of them all. Inspired by Bruce Lee himself, this core-centric workout pushes the body to its absolute limits, delivering an unmatched level of challenge and pain. As a matter of fact, gym enthusiasts worldwide have attempted this iconic move, but only a select few calisthenics experts have successfully mastered it. This speaks volumes about the extraordinary strength, control, and dedication required to achieve such a feat. In a world of impossibilities, Bruce Lee made the impossible happen. He's the originator of the one-inch punch. Talking about the impossible, Bruce Lee orchestrated a unique kind of punch himself. This is known as the one-inch punch. For this punch, he can deliver a strike to his target within a distance of less than 1 inch, totally disregarding the laws of velocity to land a hit. How about that for something science can't explain? Incredible, right? When Bruce Lee was asked how he could pull such a stunt, he said that all he had to do was tense up his muscles from his shoulder through his core and down to his feet. From the man, it sounded easy, but best believe for a move such as this, it is easier said than done. Master of precision and focus. Having talked a lot about the brute strength that Bruce Lee possesses, it's easy to see how one can overlook the key virtue needed by every martial arts master, and that is the focus. But don't be fooled, because inasmuch as Bruce is super strong, he has the focus and precision of a prayer mantis. From time unending, he has exhibited this extraordinary ability, be it either when he went head-on against his opponents or during training. He just isn't one to miss a target. If you think we are over-exaggerating, then wait till you hear what the man did. Table tennis with nunchucks. Right from the beginning, everyone has always been aware of how much of a symbol Bruce Lee was in martial arts. Because of that, everyone eventually got used to his awesomeness. But imagine how shocked the world was when he got to reveal yet another spectacle like we had never seen. This time, the legend was playing table tennis with not a tennis bat but actual nunchucks. And guess what? As mind-blowing as that sounds, he never missed. Not even once. Now how's that focus and precision? If there was one thing this stunt proved, it was that his mind and vision had surpassed the limits known to science. The nunchucks and matchstick trick. Smacking the tennis ball was one thing, plus the extraordinary things that Bruce Lee could do with his favorite weapon. Apparently, that wasn't all. It turns out that with an unfathomable speed and precision, he could also light a matchstick mid-air with the nunchucks. Imagine that. You shouldn't look at us, but look at the scientists who are totally dumbfounded trying to prove if there was some trick behind it. To this day, there are a lot of people doubting the authenticity of this stunt by Bruce. Still, this only adds up to a pile of mysteries about the man that might never be understood. Getting rid of the sweat glands. You might have never heard this one, but you should know that in a bid to attain total perfection for the TV screens, Bruce Lee got rid of his underarm sweat glands. This for him was a means to reduce his sweating so he could always look sharp on screens. Even though it's not been scientifically proven as to how he was able to achieve such a thing as to remove his sweat glands, many are looking at it as the possible cause of death. What do you think? Coin trick master. The coin trick might sound like any random parlor trick, then again, be rest assured it isn't. This trick has become something more of a great significance in martial arts, all thanks to Bruce Lee. What goes on here is that the trickster, a kung fu martial arts master, usually takes a coin from one's palm and exchanges it with a different coin right before the holder closes their palm. This, you can say, is proof of the speed they possess. Bruce did it first, and now it seems like some temples are actually practicing this same trick as a passing rite, catching a grain of rice mid-air with a chopstick. If you think Jackie Chan has way more swift moves, you might want to hold back on that thought, because he isn't the only one who's swift. As it stands, words have it that Jackie might have learned a thing or two from Bruce Lee. For instance, the art of using chopsticks. What if we told you that Bruce Lee once caught a grain of rice mid-air with a chopstick? This was years ago, before the exhibition by Jackie with the same chopsticks in the movie, The Karate Kid. Still yet a show of focus and precision between the two. It makes you wonder if the two could ever go head-on against each other. He loved teaching. Surprised? Well, you shouldn't be. Like every master of the art, there was no way that Bruce could have resisted his inner instincts to pass on the knowledge of martial arts. As a matter of fact, Bruce has several students from all across the world, his son Brandon included. He has taught these students not just how to fight, but has also groomed them philosophically. Mere seeing a student of his, you can almost see an image of the dragon himself. Bruce once dislocated a shoulder with a slap. With brute strength comes the challenge of restraint, and this is one of the things that Bruce Lee has had to hone over the years. But there was a time when he slipped up and hit too hard, dislocating the shoulder of a sparring partner just with a slap. As impressive as that looked at the time, the same couldn't be said by the poor guy who was on the receiving end. He was left in pain for days trying to recover from the full contact with Bruce's palm. He balanced family and fame. Unlike the infidelity seen in many Hollywood families nowadays, Like many others from past Hollywood, Bruce Lee was highly devoted to his wife and children, Linda, Brandon, and Shannon Lee. To him, family meant the world, and he never hesitated to show the world. This was the kind of man he was. Amidst all that tough muscle, Bruce had a heart the size of a peach. He was a philosopher. Yes, Bruce Lee was a unique philosopher who hammered greatly on the concept of all-round improvement as human beings. For Bruce, he believed that stagnation and lack of improvement were the sole factors that make our minds and bodies rot. He also believed that they were one of the reasons why some people never could achieve their goals in life. When all is considered, these are the core values that helped him to attain such a godly form. He tried boxing with Gary Elms. Bruce's versatility in fights was quite renowned. On March 29, 1958, he even tried boxing with a Hong Konger by the name of Gary Elms. Gary was looking to defend his title as a three-time champion of the Inter-School Boxing Championship when he faced Bruce. But even at boxing, the little dragon had an edge. Even though Bruce Lee won by bagging the most points at the end of the day, he wasn't quite happy with the results. For a couple of days, there was still this bloodlust that lingered in his eyes. Bruce had a powerful kick. In terms of kicks, it's hard to say between Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee who had the most powerful kick. But it's safe to say our money is on Bruce. On several occasions, this man could send his opponent flying with just a kick. Now imagine how powerful such a kick must be. Although, it's not surprising how that is. For daily exercise, the man spent hours kicking a custom-made punching bag that weighed over 600 pounds. When you consider his body weight and physique, this should have been impossible, right? But Bruce did it with ease. He once sparred blindfolded. Back in the day, only very few had the guts to face a grandmaster in karate. For the times when a couple of people even did, it was necessary to keep your guard up. But for Bruce, he made a big joke out of the whole thing. Going up against a grandmaster in a sparring match, he had blindfolded himself. This was his attempt to tell the world what he had mastered. Bruce Lee's training. Bruce Lee's legacy as a martial artist is unmatched. He introduced martial arts to the West and inspired millions through his films and writings, but one thing still makes him stand out. His training regimen remains legendary. Bruce Lee displays superhuman dedication and precision. Each day, Lee performed 5,000 punches, 2,000 kicks, 200 leg swings, 200 frog kicks, 100 sit-up twists, and 100 leg raises. He incorporates these routines into daily life, often multitasking with ease. His unmatched stamina, power, and efficiency continue to shock scientists, leaving them confused by his extraordinary physical prowess and relentless drive, which surpasses the conventional understanding of human capability. If you think that is very impressive, the next moment on this list will leave you speechless. 2 finger push-ups. Bruce Lee's fitness regimen was on another level, and if you doubt this, then check out his famous 2 finger push-ups. He shocked the crowd at the 1967 Long Beach International Karate Competition.
So 1-inch punch, Bruce did this in 1964 at the Long Beach International Karate Tournament.
By effortlessly balancing his body on 2 fingers and performing push-ups as if gravity didn't apply. Reports claim Lee could easily complete 1,500 regular push-ups, 400 one-handed, and 202 finger push-ups. These feats reflected his martial arts philosophy, Jeet Kune Do, blending techniques from Wing Chun, Tai Chi, boxing, and street fighting. Lee's training wasn't just about strength. It shows extraordinary discipline, redefining human physical limits and sealing his reputation as a martial legend. Boxing match with Gary Elms. Despite his legendary status, Bruce Lee competed in only one official fight. It happened in 1958 during a Hong Kong high school boxing tournament. Bruce Lee faced Gary Elms, a 3-time champion. Despite being the underdog, Lee won by unanimous decision. Remarkably, he won despite the gloves and rules limiting his striking power. This match demonstrated Lee's adaptability and skill, even under constraints. Although his fame stemmed largely from films like Enter the Dragon and Way of the Dragon, Lee's real-world combat experiences, including this bout, shaped the Bruce Lee image we so much love today. Next up is a fact that many still find difficult to believe: realism in fight scenes. Even when directors allowed Bruce Lee to choreograph fights, he insisted on real fight scenes. According to Lee, choreographed scenes are too unreal for his style. He loved raw, genuine combat that reflected the true essence of martial arts. Lee demanded accurate contact during on-screen battles, displaying the intensity and weight behind every move. This groundbreaking approach transformed martial arts films, setting a standard that still follows today. His commitment went beyond entertainment. It was about honoring martial arts integrity.
Bruce Lee was unbeatable. I mean, he would have taken someone like Brad Pitt to the cleaners in about 3 seconds.
By prioritizing authenticity over flashy spectacle, Lee redefined action cinema and cemented his legacy as a film and martial arts visionary. Are you curious about Bruce Lee's death? Well, what we are about to reveal will explain it all. Sweat gland removal. Bruce Lee's pursuit of perfection was not limited to screen appearance. Concerned that sweat stains would tarnish his image, he underwent surgery to remove his armpit sweat glands. While this decision shows his meticulous attention to detail, it carried risks. According to some sources, this procedure may have contributed to his untimely death, though this remains uncertain. Lee's dedication to excellence made him a true hero, but it also shows the potential dangers of extreme perfectionism. His relentless drive to present his best self on screen demonstrates his extraordinary commitment to his craft, even at significant personal cost. The one-inch punch. Bruce Lee's one-inch punch demonstrates his mastery of body mechanics and explosive power. This technique was derived from Wing Chun and refined by Lee. It could fling opponents 5 meters with minimal movement. By channeling energy from his entire body, straightened legs, rotating hips, and thrusting shoulders, Lee delivered a blow more powerful than a car crash at 50 kilometers per hour. This physics-defying punch combines martial arts and science. Lee transforms a simple punch into a powerful, almost supernatural display of skill and control.
A karate punch is like an iron bar, wham! A kung fu punch is like an iron chain with an iron ball attached to the end, and it go whang, and it hurt inside.
That aside, keep watching to find out what most people do not know about Bruce Lee. The magic trick with coins. Bruce Lee also displayed exceptional speed in other activities beyond martial arts. In an unforgivable trick, he replaced a coin in someone's hand with another before they could close their fist. This astonishing display of agility and precision left audiences in awe, comparing Lee's quickness to a master pickpocket. The trick proved Lee's extraordinary physical control and discipline, reinforcing his status as a martial arts expert whose skills go beyond combat to finesse and showmanship. Unpunchable. Outside of filming, Bruce Lee also faced real-life challenges. Thanks to his training regimen, he effortlessly handled street fights, countering opponents with precision and composure. While filming Enter the Dragon, Lee was challenged on set and decisively defeated his opponent, using the moment to teach martial arts philosophy. This combination of strength, wisdom, and calm in real-world combat situations solidified his legacy as an action star and a true martial arts master. Kicks that sent people flying. Bruce Lee's kicks were legendary, as his punches demonstrated extraordinary power and precision. Training with a shield, his kicks could send opponents flying across the room, proving an essential part of his martial arts arsenal. While his one-inch punch gained more attention, his kicks showed his incredible versatility, combining strength and technique. Bruce Lee's mastery of punches and kicks cemented his legacy as one of the most complete martial artists, leaving an unparalleled mark on combat sports. Fighting in the streets. As a teenager in Hong Kong, Bruce Lee's love for street fighting helped his martial arts journey. Frequently challenged by rivals, he developed his skills through real-life confrontations. At 16, he defended himself against a gang ambush in an alley, using his lightning-fast reflexes and powerful strikes to fend off attackers. Though victorious, he sustained injuries due to the intensity of these battles. These experiences toughened Lee and refined his approach to combat, forming the foundation of his martial arts philosophy and discipline. Bruce Lee, the teacher. Beyond being a martial artist and movie star, Bruce Lee was a gifted teacher. He created Jeet Kune Do, a revolutionary martial arts style that relies on efficiency, adaptability, and directness. Lee's ability to teach his knowledge of movement and combat to his students was remarkable, almost as if he unlocked their hidden potential. His influence extended to his son, Brandon Lee, and countless others, blending technique with intuition. Bruce's teaching was not just physical combat. He also taught them self-discovery and mastery. Do you know that Bruce Lee did other sports? His tennis skills will leave you speechless. Table tennis with nunchucks. Bruce Lee stunned the world by playing table tennis with nunchucks instead of a paddle. This extraordinary feat wasn't just a display of skill, but a demonstration of his unparalleled control, focus, and creativity. Effortlessly keeping the ball in play, Lee turned an ordinary game into a masterclass in innovation and precision. His ability to wield nunchucks with such finesse while engaging in challenging tasks caught everyone entirely unaware, revolutionizing the fight game. Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do redefined martial arts, emphasizing practicality, efficiency, and personal expression. Developed in the 1960s, it broke free from rigid traditional forms, advocating adaptability and real-world applicability. Lee's philosophy of using no way as way encouraged fighters to embrace multiple techniques and still be flexible. This revolutionary approach allowed practitioners to adjust tactics in real time, creating a combat system based on freedom, creativity, and mastery. Jeet Kune Do's principles transformed martial arts, influencing generations of fighters and reshaping the discipline's future. Hollywood and media presence. Bruce Lee's charisma and talent made him a global phenomenon, combining martial arts and philosophy with extraordinary impact. Starting as a child actor in Hong Kong, he later rose to fame in Hollywood with The Green Hornet. Lee's demonstrations of Jeet Kune Do, marked by speed, precision, and fluidity, won the hearts of audiences and defied physical expectations. His movements seemed almost superhuman, challenging conventional ideas of human capability. Bruce Lee's ability to combine philosophy and martial arts with cinematic artistry forever made him a cinema phenomenon. The Iron Palm. Bruce Lee's hands were weapons forged through rigorous iron palm training. This practice involved striking surfaces like heavy bags, wooden boards, or steel bars, toughening his skin, muscles, and bones to deliver incredible force without injury. Lee also focused on speed and precision, combining relaxed muscles, core strength, and targeted accuracy. His drills included knuckle push-ups, grip tools, and kung fu dummies to refine his technique. The result was indestructible hands capable of brutal force. He was a master at both the martial arts and mental aspects of martial arts, as shown in his Iron Fist story. You'll appreciate what we will show next. Speed too fast for film. Bruce Lee's speed was so extraordinary that it outpaced 1960s film technology. On The Green Hornet, directors struggled to capture his lightning-fast movements, forcing him to slow down for the camera. Lee could deliver 9 punches and 6 kicks in a single second, an astonishing feat that set him apart from other martial artists. The speed and precision of his strikes had no match throughout his lifetime, catching rice grains with chopsticks. Bruce Lee's reflexes were mysterious. He honed his skills through unconventional training, like catching airborne rice grains with chopsticks. This exercise demanded precision and speed, enhancing the lightning-fast reflexes essential for martial arts. Unfortunately, it was not recorded on camera. Still, according to sources close to him, his training discipline made such feats possible and inspired moments like Mr. Miyagi's fly-catching scene in The Karate Kid. Lee's creativity and relentless pursuit of excellence in every combat detail continue to surprise and inspire martial artists today. Fighting blindfolded. Bruce Lee's blindfolded fight shows his unbeatable skill and spiritual connection to martial arts. He defeated a skilled karate master who boasted victory against a sightless opponent. Lee won, relying on instinct and precision, proving martial arts required more than physicality. His win also symbolizes strength. It was a philosophical statement on discipline and mastery. Lee's ability to maintain composure while blindfolded still baffles martial artists today. Bruce Lee's The Family Man. Bruce Lee balanced a thriving career with a loving family, displaying dedication to his profession and personal life. He shared his martial arts passion with his wife Linda and children Brandon and Shannon, even teaching Brandon from a young age. Despite his intense workload, Lee remained grounded through his family's joy and support. His untimely death at 32 was a tragic loss.
On July 20th, 1973, Bruce Lee died tragically at the age of 32.
But his legacy as a devoted family man and martial arts pioneer continues to inspire. We kept one of the best Bruce Lee moments for the last, and what he did would genuinely inspire you. Secret fight with Lei. Bruce Lee privately fought actor Lei after a public challenge in Hong Kong. Initially reluctant, Lee agreed, defeating Lei decisively at a police detective's estate. Witnesses described Lee's movements as supernatural, overwhelming his opponent. Despite his clear victory, Lee kept the fight private, respecting Lei's reputation and upholding martial arts ethical principles. Where Van Damme takes on the role of Chad Wagner.
In 1991, I spoke with Jean-Claude Van Damme via satellite for the release of his film Double Impact.
After Chad's parents were killed by a crime boss, he lived a peaceful life until he discovered he had a long-lost twin brother, Alex. The two brothers then teamed up to get revenge for their father's death. Both Chad and Alex are played by Van Damme, and their different personalities often cause clashes, leading to a fight between the two brothers. In one scene, after a night of drinking, Alex attacks Chad, and the result is Van Damme fighting against his ultimate opponent himself. This fight required impressive camera work and choreography to make it believable on screen, and it is a true visual delight. Van Damme even had plans for a sequel called Triple Impact, which would have been the only way to get more Van Damme in a movie than Double Impact already does. There's also the iconic kickboxing match against Bolo Yeung in Bloodsport. Van Damme rarely plays the underdog in a fight, but when he faces martial artist Bolo Yeung, it feels like he's struggling against the odds. Van Damme's punches and kicks seem to have no effect, as Yeung remains unshaken. When Van Damme is blinded during the fight, it appears that all hope is lost. However, by recalling his intense training, he manages to turn things around. Bloodsport is packed with impressive fight scenes, but this one stands out because it showcases the full extent of Van Damme's training. With Van Damme still remembered as one of the top action stars today, it raises questions about how he grew into this role, where and when he learned to fight, and how these skills shaped his life.
His movements are so smooth and graceful that it looks very easy to imitate, but that's not it at all.
Van Damme's early life and career. Van Damme was born Jean-Claude Camille François van Varenberg on the 18th of October 1960 in Berchem Saint-Agathe, Brussels, Belgium. His parents were Eliana and Eugene van Varenberg, an accountant and a florist. His father was from Brussels and spoke 2 languages, while his mother was Flemish and spoke Dutch. Van Damme was raised as a Roman Catholic, and his paternal grandmother was Jewish. He began practicing martial arts at the age of 10 when his father enrolled him in a Shotokan karate school. His main styles were Shotokan karate and kickboxing. He earned his black belt in karate by the time he was 18 and became a 2 Dan black belt. To improve his physique, Van Damme started weightlifting, which led to him winning the Mr. Belgium bodybuilding title in 1978. At 16, he took ballet classes for 5 years, viewing ballet as both an art and a challenging sport that prepared him for others. He also practiced taekwondo and Muay Thai. Growing up, he admired actors like Charles Bronson, Bruce Lee, and Sylvester Stallone. At 12, he joined the Centre National de Karate in Belgium under Claude Getz's training, where he trained for 4 years, eventually joining the Belgian karate team. From 1976 to 1980, he had 44 wins and 4 losses in various matches. He was part of the team that won the European Karate Championship on the 26th of December 1979 at La Coupe François Persoon's karate tournament in Brussels, and placed second at the Challenge Coupe des Espoirs karate tournament after defeating 25 opponents, losing in the finals to teammate Angelo Spataro. On the 8th of March 1980, Van Damme faced former teammate Patrick Teugels at the Forest National Arena in Brussels, Belgium, during the undercard for the Dan Macaruso Dominique Valera Professional Karate Association Light Heavyweight World Championship. Tuggles had previously defeated Van Damme twice by decision, including for the Belgium Lightweight Championship, although Van Damme had won their earlier match in 1977. Tuggles was a favorite, coming off a strong performance at the World Association of Kickboxing Organization's World Championships 4 months prior. Van Damme won the match by TKO in the first round after Tuggles was kicked in the nose and could not continue. Van Damme later stated that this fight was his most memorable. Van Damme began his full-contact career in 1977 at the first full-contact karate tournament in Belgium, achieving 18 victories by knockout and just 1 loss by 1982. He had an uncredited role in the 1979 film Woman Between Wolf and Dog, which starred Marie-Christine Barrault and Rutger Hauer. In 1980, he caught the attention of Mike Anderson, the publisher of Professional Karate magazine, and European champion Geert Lemmens, who recognized his rising talent. Van Damme retired from competition in 1982. During his early years, he sold flowers in restaurants and took a loan to open California Gym in 1979, offering karate, dancing, aerobics, and bodybuilding classes. He created special training programs that fostered a lively atmosphere filled with music, and the gym made $15,000 a month at its peak. However, when he decided to sell the gym, his father was upset, worrying that Van Damme was leaving a successful business, a sports car, and a nice apartment to move to America. In 1982, Van Damme and his childhood friend Michel Kisi moved to the United States, hoping to become actors. They took on various jobs to make ends meet. Their first film job was as extras in the hip-hop dance movie Breakin', made by Cannon Films in 1984. In this film, they could be seen dancing in the background during a dance demonstration. Around this time, Van Damme developed a friendship with action movie star Chuck Norris. They began sparring together, and Van Damme worked as a bouncer at a bar called Woody's Wharf, which Norris owned. To earn extra money, he also drove limousines and taught private karate lessons. Van Damme described his early days in the United States as tough. After selling his gym, he had only $2,000 left, which he placed in a European bank, leaving him struggling financially. To keep his spirits up, he went for nightly runs in Santa Monica and then trained at the famous Gold's Gym. Van Damme's big break came with the film Bloodsport, which was released on the 26th of February 1988. This film was based on the supposedly true story of Frank Dux and was made on a budget of $1.5 million by Cannon. In Bloodsport, Van Damme played U.S. Army Captain Frank Dux, who was trained in ninjutsu by Senzo Tanaka and entered the illegal martial arts tournament Kumite in Hong Kong, taking the place of Tanaka's deceased son. Do you think Bruce Lee was human? Who's to say there will be another like him in the history of martial arts? We'd love you to share your opinion in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channels. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.